Today we are starting a brand new project. This project we will be doing today and 2 more days after today. So this will be a 3-class lesson. And we are going to be talking about space. More importantly, perspective. Perspective is how we are looking at things. So as they get farther away from us, they get smaller, and we are going to be creating these really cool city scenes. It almost looks as if you were on the ground looking up high towards the buildings. And as the buildings get farther away from you, they get smaller and smaller. Today, for day 1 of our lesson, you are going to need a big sheet of white paper. This was available at Forrestal, so I hope you came and picked this up. If not, any piece of white paper will do. You will also need something to trace and draw a circle. I chose this big bowl. You will also today need a pencil with an eraser and maybe a ruler so that you can make straight edges if you like. So gather your materials and let's get started. As you can see, I am doing it on my marker board, and I am going to use my black dry erase marker just so you can see what we are doing, but you should definitely be starting with pencil. And what you're going to do is take that ball and trace around it so you have a nice giant circle. And then we are going to simply start drawing some buildings. I'm going to start with a building like this. Now notice I start wide and I get narrower as it goes up because we want it to look like it is farther away. So I have a building right here. Next to it, I'm going to draw another building. Maybe I would draw one that looks like this. And I would make sure I include details like windows. Now this is where that ruler could come in handy. If you wanted to, you can use that to help you make your lines on your buildings. And I want to make all the buildings look a little bit different. Maybe this one will have a flag at the top. You can even create interesting things like maybe this will be a Target store. You can create all sorts of interesting buildings going around your whole circle. Maybe you want to have a church. Excuse my dog. And some other buildings. We're going to have our buildings go all around. Now I did this really fast, but I want to show you an example of one that I did in pencil where I really took my time. And you can see all of the details of this project. So I made, you can see, an amusement park. I tried to make it look like the city of Chicago. And after you are finished, I want you to stop. This is all I want you to do today is create that scene in your circle using pencil. Don't go any further than that today. And then join me the next day where we find out what to do next. It's day 2 of our project, and you are going to need the following. That piece of paper that we started with yesterday, where we made our circle and created our city scene in pencil. You are also going to need a black Sharpie. I really want you to take your time with this. So this is the only step that we're doing today. You are going to take that circle and go over all of your pencil lines with your black Sharpie. This should be done very carefully. Use that craftsmanship so that when you are finished, you have something that looks like this. Again, this is the only thing we're going to be working on today for day 2. So if you have finished this part, great, and I'll see you for day 3. It's day 3, the big finish. We are going to take that piece of paper that you Sharpied yesterday. You are also going to need a protective surface to lay your paper on because you are also going to be using a cup of water and your watercolor paint. Remembering, use a lot of water, gentle with that brush. It is not a toilet brush, and we do not scoop the paint. We gently add water. Water spreads that color and helps it go a really long way. You are going to paint your scene. I used a different color for each building. I then painted the sky a dark black, but a dark blue or purple. These are all colors that you can choose to create that cool night. When it dried, I even went back in and added some white stars. I used white watercolor for that. Sometimes watercolor kits don't have that color, so you can always go back in with a little white paint or a white piece of chalk or a white crayon to create those little white accents that you were looking for. This should be done also carefully with craftsmanship. You are then, after it dries, going to take your scissors and cut out that circle. So you have that beautiful city scene that almost looks like you are standing below it, looking up. Remember to ask yourself those questions. Did I follow directions? How is my craftsmanship? Was I creative? Did I create something beautiful? If you said yes, sign your name and upload your picture to me. I cannot wait to see how you guys go in 3 days from this to this to this. I am so looking forward to your work. Have a great day, guys.